And of course, it's no wonder you'll have lots of people, lots of companies knocking on your door after these awards. So I think it's time for us to talk about those. There were three different categories where ProInso won awards. Was for development consultancy and best project in the Philippines Solar Week 2021 awards. Let's start with development. What made you stand out in that category?
Yeah, I mean, I guess before we start, I think it's probably important to give you some context into our presence in the Philippines. So we've been in the Philippines since 2009. It was probably one of our first markets in Asia which we entered. So we do have a long-standing footprint in the Philippines and a very strong local team on the ground. So with that in mind, I think we do have, I guess, an advantage in terms of knowing the culture, knowing the processes, um, having long-standing relationships with many of the EPCs and construction partners on the ground. So I think that kind of sets the context to why we were able to win some of these awards, at this on this platform. Um, but firstly, yeah. So with these particular awards, it was the platform was from Solar Quarter. So I think Solar Quarter are probably one of the largest media and events companies in the industry. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think again for us as a company, it's important that we always react to our customers and adapt to different circumstances. And with these projects, there were, yeah, I think we managed to show that. I guess on the project level, we on the project side of things, sorry, we managed to build. So for this particular project, it was actually 10 for 10 schools across Manila. So these were public schools in various locations across Manila, some in pretty poor, underdeveloped areas. Um, and yeah, each system was around 40 kilowatts in size. With solar, we managed to achieve probably around 90% of their energy demands. So
Wow.
it allowed, the schools to be almost self-sufficient, to have energy security, and to, of course, reduce their carbon footprint. So we're pretty proud of, yeah, winning these awards for sure.
Yeah, and I suppose, if you don't have much in terms of a budget to run a school, you if you can take some of that money from energy, you can put it into more important things, I suppose, or things that are more to do with the direct education value.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, great. And so, when you've talked a little bit about the Philippines and some of the other Southeast Asian
Mhm.
countries where you've got a presence, what do you see as the future of your presence in Asia Pacific as a whole, noting that there's
Mhm.
plenty more out there?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think first it's important to mention that we do see huge opportunity, mainly in Southeast Asia, for considerable growth in renewable energy and clean energy. If you look at the macroeconomics, we have rapidly growing economies, um, growing power demands, and also obviously a lot of sunlight, which helps. Um, so I think the opportunity for mass growth is significant. Um, Again, I think obviously with climate change and COP26, Southeast Asia is probably one of the most vulnerable regions, sorry, for the impacts of climate change. So there is a necessity to quickly and at scale deploy more clean energy solutions in these markets. So I think that's the first point. Um, in terms of where we see the market going and the current framework, there are some challenges in some of the markets at the moment, which we're seeing, um, mainly on the regulation and on the policy side. So, to give you some examples, in the Philippines, the current policy doesn't really cater for the growth of decentralized energy, at least not on a mass scale. Um, so there does need to be some work on, for the regulators and the policymakers to make sure that there's more stimulus to attract investors, to attract developers, because we have seen a lot of investors leave the Philippines in recent years. So hopefully things we'll start to see more in terms of consistent policy in the next few months. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, other markets, for example, Vietnam, they've had a very successful government incentive over the last couple of years. On the solar side, they've deployed probably around 10 gigawatts of solar last year. So in terms of the race, they're probably leading the race in terms of Southeast Asia at the moment. Yeah, in every booming market, there's always challenges. I think Vietnam at the moment have some challenges in terms of curtailment, in terms of grid capacity pressure, which I need to solve. But yeah, there's positive signs there for sure.